The Great Blizzards of the South Shore is an inclusive and accessible hockey team for people of all ages and abilities. A group of dedicated coaches teach skaters how to play hockey, develop important life skills, and improve confidence in a way that's healthy and fun. Julie Thompson invited founder and coach Steve Nearman via Zoom to talk about the Great Blizz organization and the many benefits of having a sports team where everyone gets to play.
I'm so pleased to welcome today Steve Nearman, who's the founder and executive director of a very unique program. It's the Great Blizzards, and it's a hockey program. And I would love you to talk about what this is, and then a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are right now today.
Well, that's a loaded question. Do you
Absolutely.
have about an hour? So our program is for people who want to play hockey who can't play on any other hockey team. Thus our tagline, no hockey player left behind. We are for people of ages 5 and over who have cognitive, intellectual, or developmental disabilities. Things like autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, and we have a team that they can call their own. So that's the basis of our program. We started 2 years ago, we're in our 3rd year, and we're already up to 30 players on our roster.
Now, you lived down in, I think it was Virginia, and you were involved in a similar program. Can you talk about that and how that led you to come back up here and create the Great Blizzards up here?
Absolutely. So I have to give a shout out to Randy Browley and his family. They started the Nova Cool Cats in Northern Virginia back in the early 2000s. We joined that program in 2011, and that is a lot of the inspiration for this program. So I moved up here 4 years ago, and strangely and coincidentally, another player on that team on the Cool Cats, his family moved up here to Scituate at the same time, and we found our two families playing for a team out of Canton, which from Plymouth, not so bad from Scituate, but from Plymouth was a 55-minute drive each way every Saturday morning. And we just started talking, we really wanted their program to be more like the program we came from, where there was a lot of travel and a lot of interaction off ice. So Eric McCroskey, who is the father of the other player from Northern Virginia that moved up here, he and I just said one day, you know what, we should just start our own program in the South Shore. There's got to be enough players down here to field a team. At the time, Special Hockey, which has programs all around the country, they only had 2 programs in Massachusetts, which in the most hockey-rich state in America, we thought that is just unbelievable, and nothing on the South Shore. So it just seemed like, it was a natural thing to do, and it worked.
That's great. So a whole bunch of things come to mind here. So now you say this is for anybody with any ages. You said 5 is the minimum, so 5 plus. What type of special training do your coaches have to have? And I assume there's a lot more one-on-one. And you told me that some of your coaches are very young. So talk about that, how coaches get into the position of being coaches.
Yeah, and I'm going to get in a lot of trouble saying this because we're a part of the American Special Hockey Association, and I think their minimum age is 14 for coaches. So we had coaches at the beginning. They were middle school and high school, but last year we got an email from a parent saying, my son has heard about your program and he really wants to help special people, and his heart is in it. He's a really good hockey player. And I thought, why say no when you could just give it a shot? And I said, all right, we'll try him out. I can't guarantee it, but we'll try him out. And he came onto the ice and he was skating circles around everybody and so into it and playing with the kids, the younger players, and really relating to them on their level. And it was really cool. And he was taking the coach's instructions and doing what we needed him to do. So, of course, his mom was talking to another mother of a 10-year-old, and next thing we had 2 10-year-olds. So as we like to say with our players, it's not about your chronological age. It's more than that. So if a 10-year-old has the maturity and the skating ability, we'll have them work with us on the team.
That's wonderful. And to your point, it's so much more than just hockey that all of these kids and coaches and junior coaches are involved with. It's the whole life experience. Now, how often do you practice and how often do you actually play games, and do you play against you said there's one other league like this in Massachusetts. Do you play interleague?
Yeah, great question. So we practice every Saturday. We're in a weird spot right now with COVID. We did cancel last week's practice out of an abundance of care. Some of our players had caught COVID over the holidays and coaches. So, but we do practice every Saturday morning at the Bog from 7 to 7:50. During practice, we have the ice split in two sections, one for the more advanced players learning the game of hockey, and the other end of the ice for our learn to skate players. So our learn to skate have one-on-one, sometimes two-on-one with a coach and an assistant coach. And like a regular youth hockey team, we have a couple of coaches that man a number of players in the skilled end doing drills along with the support of assistant coaches who are there to pull out the players to work specifically on a particular skill. Like if we're watching a player that's stopping only on the right side and we say, well, you need to learn to stop on the left side,
sure.
The assistant coach pulls out the player so that it doesn't interfere with the flow of the entire practice.
Perfect. What about funding? Ice is not cheap. I remember as an old figure skater myself, way back when, it was very expensive to rent ice. How do you manage your funding?
That hasn't changed. Wish it had.
Yeah.
They haven't figured out a way to have cheap ice. So our big fundraiser, the very first fundraiser we had was a car wash. And we made a little bit of money there. But 5 months into the program, we pulled off our first Boston Bruins alumni benefit fundraiser. And it was hugely successful. And so we are now planning our fourth Boston Bruins alumni fundraiser. The subsequent two were also very, very successful. So that, and we do have a player fee each year that we charge, and that helps to pay for the ice time. But it is, yes, it's an expensive sport. The uniform that you're looking at that I'm wearing right now, these jerseys are not cheap. We go top of the line jerseys with our logo and matching socks, and then all the equipment we provide for our players at no cost to them. Some of it was, a lot of it was donated. We put a huge donation box out at the Bog when we first started the program, and we got a tremendous amount of product, different types of equipment. It outgrew my garage. We had to get a storage facility. And then Bauer has been extremely beneficial for us, giving us free equipment. And so that we don't have to spend a lot of money. You know, if you're a figure skater, you probably know that suiting up a hockey player could cost close to $1,000.
Yeah, right. Well, this sounds wonderful. Now, if people want to get involved, we're going to put the information up on the screen how they get involved. Is this a year-round program, and are you trying to build it all the time?
It was meant to be from September to May, but our first two seasons were so disjointed because of COVID and the rinks closed. So we went through the summer to make up for the lost time during the winter. But I'm really hoping this year that we started in mid-September, and I hope we go to mid-May. Like I said, we had to take last week off. We're off this next weekend because there's a tournament at the Bog. And if COVID would just, start going back down, and we could feel safer being out there, then we should be out there toward the end of the month.
Right.
But yeah, it should emulate about the school year.
Okay, great. Well, what you're doing is wonderful, and hockey, we all know, hockey people are special. It's a family, it always has been, and how you are helping people with any kind of intellectual challenges is just so wonderful. We appreciate you being with us on it today, and best of luck with you and with this program going forward.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Julie and Steve. For more information on the Great Blizz, visit thegreatblizz.org.
If you've enjoyed this video by the local scene, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.